Hey, our comic book friends, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Reviews.
That's right, and I believe this is the second week of January, I think I want to say. I don't know, these weeks are messed up. So, anyway, we're going to talk about books. What are we going to talk about first?
First up we have Animal Man, issue 16.
Yes, basically where we spend most of the issue digging Green Lantern out of Treebeard. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
No, not Treebeard. Blackbriar, not Treebeard. Not
Treebeard.
Lord of the Rings. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's moving. Well, obviously, the next issue, everything's going to hit the fan. I mean,
yeah.
Because we move forward. There's some pretty cool stuff in this. I'm having problems not blending this and Swamp Thing together.
Yeah.
They get the Green Lantern. They charge the Green Lantern up. They decide they're going to go to the gate and storm Arcanum's place, right? The gate freaking opens up, and what happens?
The Gate Guardians? Oh, well, they're the Justice.
Yeah.
So, you know what happens? Constantine gets freaking punched through. Flash runs by and punches through.
Wipes out everybody.
Through. Yeah, kills almost the entire Frankenstein army. That didn't take much. And punches Constantine through. Well.
Yeah. And now
screwed.
And now Wonder Woman and a whole bunch of them are riding out of the gate to jack them up.
On the other hand, though, I'm forced to wonder because in Swamp Thing is attacking the gates too.
He's coming from the other side.
Oh, okay. So Swamp Thing's using Animal Man and his buddies a big distraction. That's horrible.
I think it's pretty cool.
Oh.
But yeah, it's cool and fine. I didn't think there was anything exceptional going on in this one. I mean, it's kind of cool. The Green Lantern is a Green Lantern they brought in specifically because it's a plant-based Green Lantern, thinking that would help with the rot and whatnot. And the Guardians think the place is so bad that they seal the entire world off.
Yeah.
Quarantine it because they don't want the rot to get anywhere else. That's some interesting stuff. That's some stuff. What'd you think of the book?
I didn't mind it. There was nothing, like you said, amazing. Poor Maxine.
Oh yeah, about that part. That's actually the more interesting part of the book, really.
Is Maxine inside?
Yeah, her figuring out what she's going to do, and of course she's sold herself over. I actually really like the artwork for that. They do have different artists doing that part. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that all gets fixed. If it's just going to get fixed when everything else gets fixed, or are we permanently going to lose Maxine, which will suck.
That would suck, yeah.
I really hate seeing anything too horrible happen in the family at all, because I think the family...
That's what makes this book good.
I think the family is what made the book fun in the first place. Obviously, the family hasn't been... I mean, they've been kind of pulled apart for a while now. But, but yeah, it's... yeah. I'm looking forward to that part.
Yeah.
See how that all squares out and whatnot. So, I think I would give this book a 3. I mean, there's nothing super exciting going on in it, but... I think I'd give it a solid 3. Yeah. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Batwing, issue 16.
Well, I'm glad that he's in Africa and that he's dealing with the corruption of the police force.
Right, the Congolese.
That's cool. Also, how this book, how it continues on, where it goes. I like where it goes. How, in the sense that the police force is worse, and now it's harder for them to capture Batwing. But on the other hand, that makes it easier for Batwing to move more freely without the police constantly showing up and.
Right.
So.
Right.
It was interesting, dealing with protecting the girl who rats out Ansel.
Who witnesses what happened, yeah. Yeah. Well, she rats out so much as she's willing to say, I saw this stuff happen. Everybody else isn't willing to do that. Yeah. And protect it. And to find out who the corrupt people are in the police department who aren't, and then what happens to the non-corrupt people, they get their heads caved in with a baseball bat.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure. Is the captain dead?
I don't think
he's
dead.
To death?
He's just beaten.
Really badly. So, yeah, I mean, I like, this is what I was hoping the comic book would have more of it in there, dealing with Africa's issues of corrupt police forces, that sort of thing and whatnot. Whereas the whole arc from the last issue was kind of, I really wasn't too excited. This one was actually pretty enjoyable. It feels like it has personal consequences for the people involved, and actually feels like it's developing the characters more and giving us more of what their world's like, which is what the comic should always be doing to some degree, I think. It should always be informing us further on the characters and their existence and environment. So I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was pretty good.
Yep.
What would we rate this book?
I think I'd give it a solid 3.
I give it a 3 also. It was enjoyable. Whereas last issue, like I said, was making me go, dang, maybe this is one of those mediocre books that's going to go on my potential chopping block as I start picking up lots of extra books. But this one was enjoyable enough that I don't feel like it's something that I want to chop. Okay, what are we talking about next?
Next up is Batman Detective Comics, issue 16.
Supposed Death in the Family issue.
What'd you think?
It was really memorable.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, I hope he talks about it. I'm glad he's talking about it first because I have no idea what's going on. Let's take a look.
I can't remember. It's been 4 or 5 days since I read it. It's not that I didn't like it.
Oh, that's right. It's Penguin.
The Emperor Penguin
is blaming...
The Emperor Penguin is pinning all the stuff on the Joker.
Yep, okay. So the Emperor Penguin is blaming all the stuff that they're doing on the Joker while getting back at the Joker for killing all of the gang people, lieutenants, and making it look like each other.
He's organizing and controlling all of the other crazy gang leaders, like Penguin was always trying to do.
Yeah. I really like him. Actually, he's pretty cool.
Penguin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Silly name.
And then, there's no.
That strikes fear in me.
There's no. You know what? It's the Emperor part. I mean, the Penguin. I mean, on one hand, it's a penguin, but on the other hand, it was the Penguin.
Right.
The Emperor Penguin.
Really? He's got a monocle. That makes him badass.
Not that, if he was here, I'd be going, your name's Emperor Penguin. But reading it wise, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, Batman is dealing with all the crazy Joker fanatics who are doing all these different crimes because Joker is going on a spree. So we're like, we're crazy.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, all the different. That's right. All the different gangs that are emulating.
Which reminds me of previous Batman storylines where the Batmans versus the Joker.
The Jokers. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
But the imposters.
And the League of Smiles. The League of Smiles. They're pretty twisted.
Yeah.
Even the guy who we end up finding out that all the people he's burned and killed
was sheer accident.
Were pretty much accidental.
Right.
So he cuts off his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy's obviously got some mental issues. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of like all the different gangs and whatnot, the different levels of them. I love Batman's response to them. Some of them are just are really just kids, truly just posers. The second you show up and say, run, they're all like wetting themselves and running and then there are those that are really
insane,
right,
threatening, like
really are embracing
the League of Smiles.
Really are embracing.
Rainmaker looks awesome.
What's that all about? Obviously, the League of Smiles and Rainmaker are a little more serious than. And I continue to actually really like this new creative team, which I'll even do the writing on it, and Jason Fabok doing the art. A much better book than it was before.
Yes.
Really enjoyed it. Actually, look forward to getting to read. Even though initially until we started talking about it, I couldn't remember exactly what happened in the book.
But now that I do remember, it's pretty great.
It was a fun book. I give it a 3.
I give it a 4.
Okay. And finally, not finally, but next we're going to talk about Dial H number 8. The freaking Centipede Man.
Canada's ahead in technology. Canada.
You do realize that like half of our viewers are Canadian, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm just amused by that because I mean you no harm.
They mean you lots of harm.
Oh no. We're moving to Mexico. Far away from Canada.
You're right.
No, it amuses me in the sense that I think
they're unopposing.
At least in America,
from a world perspective, like
Canada's just kind of there.
Canada,
it's like
Australia.
I mean,
they're non-imposing.
You look at this section, you go, ooh, America and South America, and then there's just Canada. It's like in Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so unassuming.
Right.
So if they
which is a good thing. Actually,
I was gonna say, and if somebody were to have some super sleeper powerful agent that nobody would be aware of, period, I could see how it would be Canada.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's just Canada. They're no threat to anybody. I mean, they're just there. So.
Yeah. Anyway, about the book. So they go to Canada.
Yeah,
that's where supposedly the dial was snatched up and has been hauled off to, and whatever's happening.
We find out that the Centipede is a failed time traveling project.
Which makes lots of sense for why he acts the way he is.
All of his little after images.
Right. All of his cells.
Yeah, other images.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
That's
so he's traveling along, and because of the way he deals with time, he can actually move backwards in time and superimpose himself upon other versions of himself. And that's how, if one of his cells gets shot, he backs up and is in the other self that then knows to step sideways as opposed to getting shot.
Yeah, and then the scary thing is, still, even though he's not there, they're still there. Which means if he punches you in the face and then goes back and kicks you, you're still going to get punched in the face.
Right. Because it happened anyway. Right.
Yep. Yeah,
it's
scary.
Nuts. So there's actually, all the time, there's actually a jillion of him running around.
Yep.
I mean, there's always, technically, from a time perspective, there's multiples of himself because he can affect all those cells.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
insane.
Pretty nuts. Which and very cool. That's a very cool character concept. And frightening, and not anything I want to have to screw up.
No.
But anyway, so our two go running out to Canada, and they are on the doorstep of the Centipede, of his organization.
Yeah.
He's playing his own game, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
because he kind of goes, oh, my radio's breaking up.
You're going through a tunnel.
You know?
Even though I totally just saw this guy change back.
Right, and then he goes...
He's not there anymore.
So he confronts Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to dial Hero, too. Ends it with him, Nelson crawling on his hands and knees and him going, oh, I know how to dial.
Ah! And there's another dialer.
Well, so the question...
There's another dialer who seems to be working with the Canadian government.
What happens? If he dials, does that mean he loses his powers?
Oh, God, that'd be scary.
Or does he... Or is he going to be a cock-a-hoop that can move through time?
That'd be frightening. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Actually...
You know what? Any of them, multiple of them, would be terrifying.
Yes.
I mean, as goofy as they are,
We wump them lots of ass. Multiple times, yes. Anyway, that's actually getting to be a really cool comic.
Yeah.
It has purpose. It has purpose. It has drive. The storyline is moving it to some place. They're actively trying to accomplish something other than just cranking out weird heroes every time. They still have that and stuff, but and of course they're still having the conflicts with the whole personality thing, whose personality is stronger or whatnot. And this one especially, bled into the whole trash can society thing.
The really powerful dials that you get, it seems, are stronger. Boy Chimney Chimney's a freaking boss.
Yeah.
Yet his most prominent memory of dialing isn't his.
Right. Yeah.
So
that continues to be a problem, and this issue really had. He was actually totally hallucinating.
Yeah.
With the whole other garbage.
We are the insults.
The insults.
Yeah.
I love it. They're all garbage.
I love it. You call that a cop car?
You're right. They're all insulting each other and whatnot. And of course, there's that other dial person.
The other dial.
So it's going to be really interesting. It's really, like I said, the plot's gotten complicated and really cool. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. I think it's working. One thing I do want to comment on is this is Alberto Ponticelli's first issue where he does the artwork on it, and the art is not nearly as strong as what it was in the final issues of Frankenstein Agent of Shade.
Yeah.
It's the inker.
Yep.
The difference is the inker did not move over with him to this. I'm hoping that inker does move over.
Eventually,
because that inker made his art just look awesome. This inker goes back to him looking sloppy. So you must have really kind of rough, weird pencils that the inkers are inking off of. And that last inker really brought out incredible, cool, dynamic looking stuff. Whereas this is a little on the sloppier looking side. And so it's unfortunate because, like I said, excited by Ponticelli coming to this. Whereas even with the Frankenstein Agent of Shade, I wasn't as excited about the art initially when he was doing it because it had a different inker. And then they got that newer inker that made a cleaner, cooler look to it. Anyway, what will we rate this book?
I think I'd give it a solid 4.
I give it a 4 also. I really enjoyed it. Okay, what's the last book for this half?
Last up is Legends of the Dark Knight.
Number 4. This had, what, like 3 stories?
3 stories
in it. All, I think, enjoyable. I continue to like the out-of-continuity Batman stories and stuff that we get. None of these stories and art just like completely knocked my socks off like the last 3 issues we've gotten. There have been stuff in it that I've just gone, oh my gosh, this is so great, this is so out there. This one seemed more conventional more conventional Batman stories as opposed to, and I don't, no one's ringing a bell as far as the creators that did these ones to be like, you know, these kind of, like Ben Temple-Smith, which is an odd creator to have on Batman, and some of the other people they had on some of these Batmans. So this one didn't have a lot of those in it, so I don't know that it, so it didn't wow me, but it was enjoyable with some enjoyable stories in it. What do you think?
I liked it. I like that even though they're not connected at all, I like how they all seem to be sort of a more sympathetic Batman.
Right.
Less of us, oh, look, a criminal, punch. More of a, hey, don't do it, second chance kind of Batman.
Right.
Less of a punch, punch, pow kind of Batman. And I like that. Like, I really like the first...
That's old school Batman. I mean, Batman started out being incredibly violent, and then he moved into this stage of being more of the detective, Caped Crusader that really did try to help people.
He was the Caped Crusader, not the Dark Knight.
Right.
Yeah. And I like that. Not that I don't like watching Batman punch people in the face, but I also like, you know, this mix of...
compassion.
Right. Exactly. That's I like not Punisher Batman, pretty much. And that's what makes this book interesting for me. Yeah. Like, I really like the first issue with him talking with the Joker and the other crazy guy.
Oh, right.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's been an enjoyable read. What would we rate it?
I think I'd give it like a weak 4, strong 3.
I would give it a 3. Yep. Okay, that's it for this half. We'll be back in a few moments with the second half.